Cadillac. Welcome to Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches. I'm Jimbo, and today, once again, got another little treat for you. We are at, I'm going to say, top 3 coolest honky tonks that I've been to in Coupland, Texas. We are at the Coupland Dancehall, and to my right, we have the lovely Miss Bailey Rae, up-and-coming country artist. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
This is so
I know
awesome.
it's going to be so much fun.
Oh, it's going to be fun. You are going to learn what Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches are all about.
I'm excited.
Let's go.
It's going to be good.
First of all, can't tell you how excited I am to be here in such a freaking cool ass dance hall with such an up and coming young talent.
Well, thank you. This is one of my favorite places to go. So
history. I mean, look at all this freaking history.
Like all of it down the walls.
The pics.
I know.
Where's your picture?
It'll be right here.
It's coming soon.
This is it right here.
It's coming soon.
I got to get my headshots made first.
So, all right. So tell everybody, because unfortunately, if they didn't watch The Voice, they don't know who Bailey Rae is.
Yeah.
So tell us about Bailey Rae.
Yeah, well, my name is Bailey Rae. I grew up in Southeast Oklahoma. I grew up in Roberta, and no one knows where that is. It's not even on the map.
Not even me.
It's not even on the map, but it's about 15 miles southeast of Durant.
Durant.
Grew up in a super tiny farm town, and I grew up on the stage. I started on the stage when I was about 4 years old. I decided at 4 that I was going to be a competitive clogger. Do you know what that is? Do you know what competitive clogger is?
Yes, I do.
I can break out a few moves right here. No, don't make me. I'll break my ankle.
I know what it is, and I don't see it.
Yeah, I did it
for
11 years.
Wow.
11 years. I started when I was 4. That's where I kind of learned to love the stage and
little hidden talent.
Yeah, I guess. I'm telling you, if you make me do it right now,
pretty sure nobody would have guessed that one.
I would break my ankle if I did it right now. But that's where I kind of fell in love with the stage, and then I picked up a microphone probably when I was about 8 years old, and decided, at 13 that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life. So.
Wow. So you went from clogging to music, and so. Obviously, you got a little cowgirl in your background.
I do.
Right?
I do.
How'd you grow up? Mom and dad? Grandparents?
All my family rodeoed.
Right.
My dad was a saddle bronc rider in the PRCA for a really long time, and he rode bulls for a minute and bareback for a minute. But
Jimmy Rae?
Sorry?
Jimmy Rae?
Jimmy Hull.
Jimmy Hull.
Jimmy Hull. My last name's Hull. I disguise it just a little bit.
Oh, right on.
That's
why when I looked up Jimmy Rae, I couldn't find it. Because I'm like, all right, he rode saddle broncs. I should know him.
Well, every time that I say that I'm a Hull, they're like, yeah, you look just like your dad. So I've decided I'm losing Hull, and I'll just be Bailey Rae for now. But yeah, it's a good way to grow up around a lot of cool cowboys.
Couldn't freaking agree with you.
My great grandpa was one of the first in the Turtles Association before it was
the Turtles.
Before it was RCA and PRCA.
Right on.
He was all around. He was bareback, saddle bronc. He was a bulldogger, rode bulls. Yeah.
So his name was
Hugh Hull.
Hugh Hull.
Hugh Hull.
All right. So for everybody out there, the Turtles Association was the actual first organized Cowboy Rodeo Association, and it went for like 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
And then it moved to the RCA. And then after the RCA, as we know it now, it's professional. It's PRCA.
Yeah.
Wow, he's an old turtle. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's some history.
Yep, it sure is.
I love stuff like that.
Sure is. He used to hitchhike. I used to hear all these stories about how he used to hitchhike from rodeo to rodeo, and he was just a cool guy. But
see, I can sit and listen to guys like old cowboys like that for freaking days.
It's just it's not the same anymore.
No,
so
it's not.
You hear those stories and you just treasure them forever because they're not any like.
And you know what? You're very fortunate to have that because not a lot of people, even people in the rodeo business today, don't have that, right? Yeah. They don't have that background, so that's cool. Yeah. And that helps you out, I'm sure, in what you're doing now in the music
Absolutely.
industry.
He taught me how to be tough for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Come from a long line of cowboys that are just the toughest sons of guns there ever were. So that'll give you some tough skin for the music business. Let me tell you.
I was just going to say, took the words right out. You're going to need it, girl.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
All right. So, who's your musical influences growing up?
I have a bunch. I can go down the list pretty far.
We got time.
We got time. I'll take about 3 hours. Let me tell you
I'm pretty sure everybody's like, roll it.
I grew up on the good stuff. I felt like it was always predominantly country, and that was it. Country had a strong hold on my family, and Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings. I loved Emmylou Harris. Emmylou Harris.
God, I knew I liked you.
I know.
Woo, speaking my tune.
I know. Emmylou Harris has been one of my favorites for a long time.
Wow,
She's just a great songwriter. She has a great voice, but her songwriting skills are absolutely insane. And that's something that has put kind of a different look for me. We all love music, and that's just something that we love. Everyone loves music.
Yep.
But if you can really dig down deep and see who wrote the songs and find a style of writing that you really like, that's something that's helped me as a songwriter.
Right on.
Because I've been trying to figure out my writing style. Yeah. And so that's helped definitely. And it's just, I've grown up with those musical influences, and I kind of try to put their musical styles in my music today, if that makes sense.
It does.
So
totally.
I'm trying to do more of the traditional country stuff. I'm trying to bring back traditional country music, fiddle and steel, and there's a place for it in country music.
Oh my
and
gosh, it never should have left, Bailey.
Yep.
It never should have left. You just hit on two of the points that I talk about all the time. Because I mean, when I say I'm as musically connected as anybody in the world, I can't function without music, right? I can't function without good country music. I can't function without a steel and a fiddle. And where did it go? It never should have left. It did. And people like yourself, people like Ian Munzik, are
Jake
Worthington, bringing old school freaking honky tonk cowboy music back. And God bless.
I mean, we're putting traditional country where it belongs.
Yes.
We're putting good country where it belongs. So,
right on.
You know, nothing against the Nashville stuff, but it's not what I grew up on, and it's not what I don't absolutely just die for it.
And I think that's what drew me to you, because you are tradition, and maybe you try to get away from it a little bit, but it keeps sucking you back.
It always brings you back. And I've taken
that's who you need to be, girl. You need that on your head, and you need that tradition coming out of here in them vocals.
Yeah, absolutely. I've taken a whole year off releasing music just because I was so focused on what everybody else wanted, which is what I need to do. I need to make sure that I have a fan base, and I need to make sure that my crowd likes what I'm putting out.
Absolutely.
But I have started to really write songs and get songs that are true to me and what I want to put out to the world. And I think that makes the world of difference. And it's been about a year since I've released music, and I'm releasing in August, and I'll probably sing you a new one today if you want me to.
You know what? I was gonna kind of, I didn't want to go out of my boundaries. I was kind of asked.
No, that's what I wanted.
Do that, but
no, but it's been a minute since I've released music, and we're ready to get back to it with stuff that I'm actually excited about. So
the world's ready for it.
I hope so. I hope so.
Promise.
It's coming, whether they're ready or not.
I love that. So all right, so you just said you just told everybody your musical kind of your musical idols growing up.
Yeah.
Who did you look at and say, I want to be like that person?
Yeah.
Who was that in your life?
I think that was Leanne Womack for me.
Wow. Haven't heard that name in a minute.
Yes. Yeah. I sing a lot of her songs just because she is she just embodies country music to me. And she has
woman.
Yes, she has one of the best voices in country music to me.
Yes.
And I've loved her music since I can remember. I know a lot of girls say Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn, which they paved the way for a lot of female country artists. But Leanne Womack is just, she's been different for me, and she's the one that I've looked up to the most. And I dyed my hair blonde just like I dyed my hair blonde just to be just like her. Call me Leanne.
So it's Leanne Womack. It's Leanne Womack.
It's Leanne.
It's
hey
Leanne.
Guys.
Shout out to Leanne, because I remember, and I know you do too, this was actually one of my favorite songs back in the day. Her and Mark Chestnut did that duet.
Yes.
Oh, man, you want to talk about old school honky tonk cool? Yeah. Man, they nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's just so good. She's so talented. Her songwriting skills are great, and she had one of my favorite songs of hers. It's one of her best songs. It's Little Past Little Rock. And that's been one of my favorite songs since I can remember. So.
That's cool. Yeah, that's bringing back some memories. Wow.
Yeah. We'll probably play it tonight at Coupland Dancehall. So.
Right on.
Yeah.
Coupland Dancehall.
Coupland Dancehall.
Coupland, Texas. I'm telling you, if you ain't been, you got to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Top 3 freaking honky tonks and dance halls.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's so legit in here. 1904.
So much history.
Oh,
so much history.
Man. Gosh, you got to get to Texas, guys. I keep telling you that, but you got to go. Got to go. All right, so I've been dying to ask you this ever since we put this together.
I'm scared.
Let's get into The Voice.
Okay.
How did you get on The Voice, and how did you get on John Legend's team?
That's a good question. I have that question.
I'm sure you
that
do.
question
I'm
all
sure
the
you
time.
do. But I got to know for myself.
Yeah. So I left. It's been almost 3 years since I've been out there at The Voice.
Like 2019?
2020, smack dab in the middle of COVID.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it was great, yeah. But we flew out there. I stayed about a month before I actually was on stage. I had a lot of band rehearsals and vocal lessons, and they were getting me prepared for my blind audition, which is good. I needed that extra preparation. I was a little bit nervous, so any practice I could get was good. But I stayed there a month, and then I did my blind audition. So blind audition comes around. It's the week of blinds, and we actually ended up with a false positive COVID test. I was supposed to go on Monday. I didn't get to go because of my COVID test. I was supposed to go on Tuesday. Supposed to go on Wednesday. I ended up going on the last day on Thursday, and John Legend was the only one left. He was the only team left.
I don't remember that. Yeah. I don't remember that.
Yep, he was the only team left. And everyone's like, "Why didn't you pick Blake?" And I'm like,
Blake Shelton, what
I was
the
like,
hell?
what?
Where were you at? What the hell happened there? You just missed out on it.
I was like, what did you want me to do? Do you want me to kick someone off of his team? I was like, I don't know what you want me to do here. But
process of elimination.
yes, there you go. There you go. But he had said the entire time that he was going to steal me, and I was going to be on his
right,
team.
no, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and that both him and Kelly were saying that the entire time. John just didn't let me go. He didn't let me go. He chose me every time, every round, he chose me.
So how was it working with John?
It was it's a unexpected pairing a little bit, because I'm a country bumpkin from Southeast Oklahoma.
When that happened, I'm like, I can't figure this one out.
At first, I was kind of like, he was handling a porcupine. He didn't really know what to do, and he was like, but I think that we got along.
Just fixed to get stuck at any time.
He just didn't know what to do. I was too country for him, but we had a really good time, and he mentored so well. He taught me things that I wouldn't have been able to do myself, I guess, vocally, stage presence wise, arrangement of music. I mean, he's just an expert at that kind of stuff, and it was an unexpected pairing, but it worked out in the end. And I think that God put me where I was supposed to, so it ended up how it was supposed to. So
wow,
yeah.
So did you ever get to hang out with Blake?
Well,
at all?
It's so weird, because what you see on TV is completely different than what you see behind the stage.
Sure.
So
he can't be that much different, though.
He's not, absolutely not.
I was gonna say
all of the coaches act the same as they do on camera, off camera.
Oh,
but
right. So they're all pretty real.
Yes, yeah. We didn't get to spend a lot of time with them, because it's so many moving parts, and there's so many people, and we didn't get to hang out with them as much as we would have liked to, especially since it was smack dab in the middle of COVID.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you brought that up. I thought for a second you got in right before, but you went right in
2020.
Right
yep. And then COVID was still kind of like, everyone was panicking at that point, because it was spring of 2020, and so it was all still new to everybody, and LA was completely shut down. Right. And you couldn't really do much. We were sequestered in a hotel in Burbank.
You know what I remember? I remember watching that. I think American Idol was the same. And everybody was just like, I felt so bad for y'all, because you couldn't, there's no way you could really show off your true talent.
Absolutely. And
your true voice and your true emotion through all that. There was no way, right? It was like you had a gag bit in your mouth, right?
It was just, we were very fortunate to have the TV show while in COVID, because a lot of it just kind of closed down. LA seriously just closed down. Yeah. So we were very fortunate to be able to have this still, but I look and see the teams now and the contestants now on like this past season, and they look like they're just such good friends, and they go with each other. A lot
of camaraderie, a lot of collaboration.
It wasn't the same for us, because we literally couldn't do anything. So it was it was a little different in that aspect, but we still had a good time. I was very blessed that it opened some doors. And
I was going to say, that was what I was going to ask you next. What has it done for you that you wouldn't have been able to do on your own?
Absolutely. I mean, it opened more doors than I could have asked for.
Right. That's cool.
As soon as I got off and I got out of my contract, venues were calling and calling and calling, and that lasted for about a year, which is more than I could have asked for. But people sadly move on. They follow other people. They follow the new up and comers. So, they kind of move on just a little bit. But it got me in the door, which is all I was asking for.
Right.
It got me a good fan base, and I had more followers than I could have asked for too. So, it was just a very exciting experience, and I was very blessed to have that opportunity. But it was a lot to handle at that young age. I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Yep, I was 18 years old.
And and you'll attest to this. So, we watch all these kids that are 14, 15, 16 years old. How in the world can you just said it, how can you physically take on all that at that young of age? I take my hat off to all you guys that are doing it, because, wow. That's a lot.
The kid that won, his name was Carter Rubin. He was 15 years old, and he won my season, and which is incredible for him. It kickstarted his career. He's got so many. I think he's got maybe a record deal now. I don't even know. I can't even keep up with all of them. But
crazy.
He's like 17 now, and he's accomplished more than a lot of people accomplish when they're 50 years old. You know what I mean?
I do.
So
Absolutely.
it's exciting for him, but that's a lot to take on at 15. And it was a lot to take on at 18, so I couldn't imagine a few years younger, I'd be lost. I'd be lost. I'd be like, all right, y'all get me the heck out of here. Y'all get me out of here. I can't do this.
So, where's Bailey Rae's career going from here? Where do you see?
Hopefully up.
Well, we all know that.
We're trying.
We all know that. We're all optimists.
Yeah.
We all know it's going there.
Yeah, I hope.
But where do you want to be? Where do you want to end up?
We want success, and everyone's success story is different. Everyone's 100%. Meaning of success is different. I want people to be able to feel something from my songs. I want people to know my songs, and I want them to be able to take something away from my shows. That is the meaning of success for me. If we can get all of the fans in the entire world to come out to our shows, that would be incredible. We would love to be on top. But our true meaning is making sure that the fans like what we're doing, and the fans can relate to what we're doing, and that's been the biggest part for us. We want to put on a good show. We want you to. Hannah Dasher, I don't know if you know that name. Hannah Dasher's a Nashville artist, and she said it today. I want them to leave better than where I found them.
Right on.
And I think that just kind of embodies it all, because we want you to leave the building feeling something, and that's what we do it for. That's what we do it for. Songwriters, artists, singer-songwriters, whatever.
Right.
That's what we do it for, is to make you feel something, to make me feel something.
That's what music is.
Yeah,
if you can't
absolutely.
feel it, what are we doing, right?
Absolutely.
Serious. That's what.
But we're going to keep releasing music. We have a new one coming in August, and then we'll just keep traveling and doing what we're doing. And the more we're going to push, the harder we're going to work. I think the better it is for us, and we're going to get those followers, and we're going to hopefully get up to the top eventually. But it's going to take some work. I've been at it 3 years, and it's taken some life out of me. Let me tell you what. I've had days where I'm like,
I think you're good. I think you got a few years ahead of you.
I hope. If I heard the music business ages you 10 years, so.
Well,
I may be 50 and be 25.
Speaking of that, a good buddy of mine who's on the podcast before, Frankie Justin.
Yes.
And I don't know if y'all have been at it about the same time. He's 23 and has already been at it since he was 12.
Yep.
And I think you're kind of following that same length, right?
It was fun. I probably started about the same age. I learned at 13 that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And how lucky at 13 that I knew what to do. Most people graduate college and they're like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life?
Did y'all just hear that? 13.
13 years old. And how
many teenagers out there have no idea what they want at 18 to 20?
It's just, it was a blessing, because I already knew what I was going to do for the rest of my life, because music spoke to me that way, and that's what I wanted to do. But I started when I was about 13, but it was more fun then. It was like just doing it here on the weekend, just a little bit here and there, because I was in school. What was I supposed to do? Just drop everything? I already have an Oklahoma public school
and you
education.
Y'all
gotta be easy. But it was a blessing to know that I wanted to do that at that age. But I've only been doing it hardcore for about 3 years after The Voice. That's when I really decided, like, all right, if we're going to do this, we got to get serious. And I got a band together as soon as I got off The Voice, and they'll be with me here in just a second. But I mean, they're good guys, and that's what. And
that's key.
They have the same.
That's key.
They have the same values as I do.
They ride for the brand.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go. That's the point.
Yes.
That's the whole point, right?
Yes, we love to ride for the brand.
Oh man.
Favorite place to play since you've been playing. Favorite number one, without a doubt.
Coupland's up here for
Woo!
me. Coupland Dancehall is up there.
Russell?
Coupland is up there for me. We also love the stockyards, surprisingly.
Oh,
We love
near
the
and dear to my heart.
stockyards.
That's
We
my,
do.
You and I are on the same.
Well, we're not that far from the
wavelength
stock.
again.
Yeah, we're not that far from the stockyards.
No,
Let
you're
me
not.
tell you what, it'll get you in some trouble.
Yes, man.
Woo!
I've been there,
My
done that.
goodness.
That's for another show. By
Yeah,
the way.
there you go. But anything in the stockyards, and then I also before Schrader Hall.
Really? Right on.
Yeah, in Goliad, Texas,
Wow.
in the Kenny store. In
See,
Kenny,
I haven't
Texas.
been yet. How cool is that
It's
place?
great.
I heard
it's great. It's so good.
Wow, that's awesome.
But we've been blessed with a lot of venues that have.
So I think you just named everything in Texas, by the way.
Yeah, Texas. There is some venues in Oklahoma that we love. It's just the Texas country music scene is in Texas, and so
100%.
you have to
100%.
kind of make your rounds down in Texas before you can even do anything in Oklahoma.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So are you have been nominated, or you're nominated in the Texas?
The TCMAs?
Yes.
So the
Yes.
TCMAs, I won Young Artist a couple of years ago.
That's what I thought.
I got to sing on the stage, the Billy Bob stage, last year.
Huge.
I know.
Huge.
Actually, I take that back. That was probably one of my favorite
There we go.
performances.
Now we-
Billy Bob's. It was so
Retract.
good. I know.
Billy
Retract that
Bob's.
statement. Sorry, guys. But that was a lot of fun. Billy Bob's was great. And then we haven't actually heard who is getting nominated this time, but hopefully,
I would love to go to that.
You should. It's in November.
I would. Yeah.
I'll give you the date. You should go.
I would love to go to that, especially.
It's a good place to be because of all the Texas country music
Absolutely.
artists.
Oh
and
my
it's
God,
like
the talent.
It's like a family reunion.
Right on.
It's
That's
great.
so cool.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah.
You should go.
I'm gonna put that on my calendar. Just saying.
I love it.
Okay. I've been wanting to ask you this since. Who would you love if you could today give that person a call? Who would you want to do a duet with?
Anyone,
Anyone.
dead or alive. Dead or alive. That's a serious question.
That's a good one. I never even thought about that. Well, if you'd like to do a
passed
duet with a
on.
dead person, that's your choice.
I would really like Merle Haggard's ghost to come sing me just a minute.
Okay, if you couldn't.
Okay.
Couldn't bring Merle back.
Okay, fine. If I couldn't
You
raise
couldn't
Merle
bring
from
him
the
back
dead,
for
okay.
a song.
Okay.
Who would living?
Okay, living. I got you.
Living.
I got you.
Breathing. Blood.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
I'm trying to think. There's a couple. I'm gonna name a couple.
Well, I gave you the
Zach
open
Top.
door.
Zach Top.
Zach Top.
And Jake Worthington.
Oh, Jake.
Yep, Jake Worthington.
That kid's badass.
Too good.
Jake Worthington, I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm telling you, that's straight up honky tonk.
It is.
I
It
freaking
is.
love
And that
that
new
kid.
album, whew,
Oh,
it's good.
have you heard that whiskey song on there? Pop Goes the Whiskey.
With Ernest, so good.
Man,
So good.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
I think you should.
We should
work
call
on it.
him up.
I'm thinking so. I'm thinking Jake Worthington's getting a phone call.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
All right, so I'm gonna ask for myself, and I'm gonna ask for everybody out there. Would you sing us a couple songs?
I sure would.
Right on.
I sure would.
Let's go do
Yeah,
that. Let's
awesome.
go do that.
Awesome.
Up and coming Bailey Rae on the
What
stage.
are the chances? Our stories are almost the same. Shattered romances. Have you ever been here before? How long does this last? If you hold me, I'll hold you until the hurt has passed. Broken heart to broken heart. Oh, I sure could use your arms to hold me till I'm strong enough to stand alone again. Face to
You just killed it
face
up there.
in hand.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That was so much fun.
Oh.
I've never gotten to do acoustic up there. It's always full band.
Really?
So that was fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, you just nailed it.
Thank you.
And thank you for Someday Soon.
Someday Soon is for you.
Oh God, one of my favorite Chris Ledoux songs.
Oh, so
you just
good.
you just made it your own.
Well, thank you.
You just made it your own.
Thank you. I can't do as well as Chris. But
Oh,
I'll
wow.
sure try.
I'm gonna tell y'all, if you were not a Bailey Rae fan before this podcast, you damn sure better be now, because this girl has got some pipes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Oh my
This
God,
has been so much fun.
This
This has been a blast, especially in the most historic places.
Coupland
in
Dancehall,
Coupland,
USA.
Texas. It's been so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, it's been my pleasure. Thank you and your family. You've been awesome. Russell with Coupland Dancehall.
He's always
Thank you for this. This is we're lucky. We are extremely freaking lucky to be in the Western industry. I'm telling you right now. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Absolutely.
So this is my time to shine the spotlight on our title sponsor, Ranch Texas, ranchtexas.com, farm and ranch real estate. We have got so many cool freaking ranches we're getting, guys. We've got 125 acres in Liberty Hill, straight up legit horse ranch. We've got 187 acres in Salado, Texas, development gorgeous. 208 in Liberty Hill, development gorgeous. We've got a new 140 acres cotton farm in the Panhandle coming. And I know I'm forgetting one or two. Got an Ecuador. We got a ranch coming in Ecuador. A 200,000 acre teakwood ranch in Ecuador.
Wow.
Yep, Ranch Texas. Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Pretty freaking cool. So anyway, come see us. Reach out to us for all your farm and ranch real estate needs. Other posse of partners, I want to thank Rodeo Rigs out of Montana, Laredo Conversions out of Weatherford, Texas, the Beaver Box, everybody's favorite hat box, out of Oklahoma. Visit Shorty's Cowboy Hattery for your Beaver Box, and the Cowboy Roundup, which is a exceptionally cool rodeo clinic scholarship. Man, y'all get in on that deal, because I'm telling you what, youth rodeo is where it's at.
Absolutely.
You can attest to that, young lady. Help out with the Cowboy Roundup. We'd appreciate it. Big thanks to you.
Thank you for having
So
me. This
much.
has been so
Thanks.
much fun.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're awesome.
Thank you. This has been the most fun I've had in a long time. So thank you.
Well,
and that's saying something.
I think you signed a disclaimer saying there was going to be a lot of fun to have today, so
I did.
That's all on you.
I did. I sure did.
Come to the podcast and have a blast.
I love it. This is awesome.
So, we're going to call it a day at Coupland Dancehall. We're going to sign off. And if you didn't know,
I'm ready.
This is where we sign off with the preferred whiskey of Cowboy Trailers and Ranches, Pendleton.
Okay.
So, you ready?
I'm ready. Oh,
Let's
wait.
do
hey.
this. Let her
Let her
buck
buck and
keep
keep
it
it
western.
western.